Bobby or Bad Barbie?
The lobby. Bad baby.
Hello and welcome back to Call Time a Theater Pod. My name is Marisa Helene Mast, and this is the space where we can talk about it all because every role in theater matters. And this is the space where we laugh, learn, and sometimes call out the chaos, so sign in on the sheet because it's call time. My guest today is someone who I hold near and dear, and she is a wonderful, just all-around talented person. We have the lovely Abbie Pincus. Abby!
Hello.
Good to see you. Oh my god, blonde goddess right here. Just happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, Abby, here's a look at what's happening on today's show.
I think everyone's free to express, music however they feel and what genre feels right.
I see my mom and a friend of ours like this.
Oh no! What is going on?
Because it's like I would never have
right?
put those two together.
Put those together.
Oh my gosh, wasn't that great?
Amazing.
Absolutely stupendous. I can't believe we said that thing though. We said that.
That was so spicy.
It was. Yes.
All the spice.
All the spice.
Give me all of it.
All of it. Give me the. Actually, I know this is a really weird thing to say, but speaking of all the spice, in high school we did like a drama banquet, and for like the theater club and stuff at the end of the year, and it was like a costume party, and. My senior year, I decided to make up a character, and I called her Allspice. Like she was the forgotten Spice Girl, except all I wore was like white jeans because it was my first pair of white jeans, and I had a tank top with the British flag on it, and I was like, I'm Allspice. And everyone's like, what? I was like, I'm Allspice.
Amazing.
I'm bad at tangents. Anyway, so we're here to talk all things artsy theater, but also specifically we're here to talk music today, aren't we?
La 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 la.
Oh my god, beautiful. Oh. Grammys all around. Because that's what you do. You're a musician, you're a music teacher, you're a singer-songwriter, that's how I know you, is through music, because we were in choir together, and you have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. As do you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Of course.
Funny enough, I actually just watched our video of when the choir did the William Tell Overture the other day.
Oh, yeah.
That one I will always hold in my heart. Here's a clip. Wow, look at us go. It was silly. Abby, I got a question for you. In my heart of hearts, I truly believe that there is like good music cringe and bad music cringe, and I would love to know what you put into those categories.
Gotcha. So, good music cringe for me is any arrangement that's put together so well and well executed. For example, Glee, they did a lot of great arrangements, and I remember all the guys did Teenage Dream by Katy Perry, and hearing that, I was like, oh my gosh, I can so get into this. So, yeah, that was the one for me. And then I remember one time, another good theater music cringe. So, there was another time, I was in the a cappella group at college, and we took a trip, and we were on the bus getting ready to go, and they just start breaking out into JG 877 Catholic.
No, but that's awesome. I love that. And what about your bad?
Oh, bad. Ooh. Bad. So for bad theater cringe, all I think of is there's this one scene in Family Guy where Brian is singing Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. Everyone knows.
Of course.
So at the very end, he tries to do this just ridiculously obnoxious riff where he goes,
I
never
remember
gonna
this.
give. Dead silence at the end. And someone goes, I didn't like any of that.
Yeah.
So that is, just the epitome of bad music cringe. Just something so exaggerated, so unnecessary. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. I just also want to say I remember watching that episode, and when he did that, I think I like out loud went, "Hey, oh,
we have a guest!
Oh my gosh, we have another
Hello,
guest, Miss Luna. Oh my god, now we are blessed. Now this episode is gonna win every award because we have a cat present. Ah! Oh my god, Luna, do you have any cringe? This is the best ever.
Okay,
bye.
see you.
I need to keep all of that in because
She has her butt in the air.
that's cringe. All right, so as I mentioned before, our episode is kind of geared towards music today, and which I am very happy to do because you know a lot about this part of the biz, and I know this much, so I'm looking forward to this education. And I wanted to kind of start out the episode by asking you what inspired you to really like go into music as a whole, and like what that process has been like since graduating college.
Ooh, so it's always been a part of my life. You know, I come from music. My dad was, and still is, he still sings and plays electric guitar. His dad sang and played violin and so on, and it, you know, gotta keep it going. And
Heck
also, yeah, I've just been singing since basically I could talk. So I just always knew it was gonna be a part of my life some way, somehow, career-wise, hobby-wise. So I knew right from the beginning, yeah, this is something, I gotta do this. I gotta incorporate this in my life and just have music be life for me. Being an art, it's just so beautiful. But it's also therapy. You know, for me, it's like an escape whenever I'm feeling anxious, sad, and even happy, of course. I just, you know, I gotta sing, I gotta, you know, make a little something on Logic and just see how it goes. And it could be something brand new. It's just been an amazing experience. You know, I worked in sales and teaching, and once I kind of found teaching, I didn't give it a chance at first, but once I got really into it and knew what I was doing, I fell in love, and there's nothing more I really want to do in this world.
I love that. That's wonderful. And you really are very gifted with song. I know I'm biased because I'm your friend, but also even before I was your friend, I was like, wow, look at her. And so with our connection to all the little that I know, I remember you were mentioning you took a course called Demo to Deal. Yes?
Oh, yes, that's the one.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So it's funny, I started off as an environmental studies major going into school, but then I changed kind of, not super last minute, but in the middle of my college career to music industry studies. So we had this class called Demo to Deal, and it was basically the process of an upcoming artist, or any artist really, starting from scratch pretty much, and, you know, just recording their demo, which is basically just laying down all the instruments, the vocals, and the like, before doing any mixing and mastering and editing and what have you, and then striking a deal pretty much with an A&R, artist and repertoire, a talent agent who, you know, could be at a live show and discovers somebody. It could end up that way too. So it basically just goes over that process from demo to deal.
Thus the name of the course.
I was in this project, and I was working with probably like 5 other people, so a big group of people, and it wasn't anything, you know, against them. We were all collaborating, everybody got along, it was all good and dandy. But we had this record label, if you will, at the school. And so part of our project, the main part of the project was to collaborate with one of these artists from that label and pretty much record a demo with them and help them, songwrite, get in the studio and lay their vocals and all the instruments and all that jazz. I had already written a song, and I figured, hey, it would save a lot of time, if she just goes ahead and sings my song. Like, I don't care. It's all good. I give her, all the permission, like, go for it. Right? So at first she's like, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, of course. As we go on, we record the demo. I play the piano for her. We got drums in there, a little bass line. All's going good. But then, as we get to the end, we're just wrapping up the song and doing like final finishing touches. And it turns out she gets to the last part of the song where there's a high note. And she says, hey, I don't really think I can hit that note well. And I was thinking, it's all good. Why don't you try hitting maybe this note? Not quite as high, but it'll work with the song, of course. And then we give that a try. She can't, find the note, or it's not sounding the way, she wanted it, because she was the artist. We had to cater to her. So I suggested, hey, why don't we lower the key? So you can hit the highest note more easily, right? But then the very last minute, she goes, I kind of want to make my own song. When this project is due, probably about a week or so away, and we're just wrapping up, we did all this recording. We spent and invested so much time for her to get the song down and just to throw it all out the window. And my professors it's really to none of the group's fault, and if she wanted to do another song, like, that's fine, but don't bring it up the very last minute when we spent so much time. It just felt so frustrating. And
yeah,
so that's the story pretty much. And
that is a very frustrating thing, and like I've definitely been through processes where there are people who like to change things at the very last minute, and we have to try and compromise and cooperate as much as possible. But like that's just annoying and very, very school like. But in the biz itself, do you think that happens often?
I don't really have an opinion on that part of the business because I don't have any personal experience, but with hearing drama from TMZ and all these drama channels and all these sources that maybe don't 100% know what they're talking about or know the whole context,
right?
Because that's important. But I imagine, sure, that can happen where maybe not that specific situation, but where someone's not happy, someone doesn't feel that this is their sound. I mean, I automatically think of, so many young artists getting taken advantage of, such as Aaliyah and JoJo. I'm not talking JoJo with the Bobo Siwa.
No, obviously, to me, when you say JoJo, I know exactly who you're thinking of. I think of, like Get Out. I think of A Little Too Late. I think of the one of the most underrated artists.
Oh, for
ever.
Sure. Even today, I just listened to her EP she released, I think, the beginning of the year. NGL. Not gonna lie. Amazing record.
So freaking good.
Yeah, I love Start Over.
Yeah,
that's my favorite
a good one. Shout out to JoJo.
Yes. But yeah, artists like her who just start so young, and I read her autobiography Over the Influence. It was really good.
Cool.
Highly recommend.
Have to read it.
Yeah, it was her and her mom. Like, she would take her to auditions and go with her to label meetings and all this stuff, and her mom could only do so much because she didn't understand the industry. So of course, even with her mom there trying to make sure, okay, like, and of course her being a minor at the time, like 13, going into this, her mom needed to sign paperwork and be momager.
Yeah.
And it just, not having that knowledge in the industry, it's very easy for these major record labels. I don't want to say, because independent, they don't take the lion's share of what the artist makes. And that's what happens. They sign themselves into what they call the 360 deal, where they're literally taking a whole lion's share, where the artist is basically gambling off of their first however many projects. Like they can sign a multiple year contract and have to make that money back. That's pretty much how it is. And so artists like her, it's like really hard when you don't have that knowledge and just being so vulnerable and agreeable in the moment, like yeah, okay, and then just not knowing, they're not making any freaking money from it.
Yeah,
pretty much. Except merch. That's really where the money comes in. And yeah, it's just a shame to see, from that side of the industry, like so many young artists getting taken advantage of. And that's what I've seen a lot of. So
it's become the new tale as old as time, unfortunately. But I want to ask you, so it used to be, because you had even mentioned like the school had a record label. I remember that. And but now we're seeing such a completely different approach when it comes to new artists, because at least from my experience and from what I've seen, the accessibility rate of making music has grown significantly, because people now make music out of their bedroom, out of their own houses, and they don't necessarily need a label in order to distribute them, because Spotify you can create, oh god, what's the thing that you can, I'm so sorry, there's a thing you can make where you can make sure you copyright your music. It's like a ASCAP, I think it's what.
Yeah, there's ASCAP, BMI, or CSAC.
Yeah, and all of these are really wonderful resources to make sure that you protect yourself and your music.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, I've seen so many artists come out of that. I mean, I think a good example of that would be like Billie Eilish and Phineas making music together like that. There's also a really wonderful artist I loved called Pheanut that also, from my understanding, makes their own music and does that distribution. With that being said, do you think that the accessibility of making your own music has increased competition amongst artists?
Yeah, I would say so, because everything's so accessible with technology advancement, and there's so many even recording programs. Like, for example, I use Logic, and it's only $200 one time, no subscription, boom, you got it. Before that, I used Pro Tools, but with that, there's what they call it like an iLock, which is basically this special USB that you have to keep track of and make sure, because you can't use the program with your account without it, pretty much. Logic saved my life. Thank you. Even before Logic, there's GarageBand, which everybody knows and has on their computer, probably.
Not me, but I have used it.
I think there is a sense of competition, and, of course, between major and independent labels and even DIY artists who are just upcoming, because everything's so accessible and because everyone and anyone can do it. And then there's even like plugins for, if you don't have a saxophone, you could easily buy like a plugin to make a legit saxophone sound. Like,
I've heard full orchestrations and it sounds like a real orchestra, but it's all plugins, and I'm like, that's wild.
It's incredible.
Like the that technology alone is going to always be mind-blowing to me. And I mean, not even to get into the conversation of now using AI and like all of that to morph and go. That's a whole other episode, I feel, which we may come back for in season 2. But with all that being said, do you feel that because of that now we're worried about oversaturation?
I don't think so, in my opinion, because I believe everyone has their own niche and their own sound. that, not everyone's gonna enjoy, but no, I don't think so. I think everyone's free to express, music however they feel and what genre feels right. Yeah, no, I really don't think there's a whole oversaturation. There's never too much music, in my opinion, I guess is what I'm saying.
Agreed.
So
absolutely agreed. Awesome. I love that. So now this is the part of the show where we would normally have an ad read, but I don't have those yet, so we're just going to sit here and stare at the camera. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Call Time a Theater Pod. We have Abbie Pincus here, and we are talking music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I thought it would be really fun and talk about something that I will always love to talk about for many, many reasons, and that's we're going to start off with jukebox musicals, because what better way to combine together regular mainstream music to the theater kids? Jukebox musicals. Starting, do you know what the very first jukebox musical was?
That's a good question. I don't believe I do.
Well, I have the answer. The first official jukebox musical was The Beggar's Opera, which premiered in 1728.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. And so it's funny because it was made up of, obviously, because a jukebox musical is a musical made up of pre-existing music. Something that is already known. And The Beggar's Opera was that first one, which I know The Beggar's Opera as its adaptation much, much later, which is known as The Threepenny Opera, which many people here would know. But I thought 1728, that's wild.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then obviously other popular jukebox musicals that have arrived way since then. I think some of the tops would be Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Moulin Rouge.
Ain't Misbehavin'.
Oh, that is an excellent one. I love Ain't Misbehavin'.
Yes.
Highly recommend that album. I also really love Ain't Too Proud, which is a jukebox musical about the Temptations. There's All Shook Up, which is Elvis music.
Mm-hmm.
Million Dollar Beautiful with the Carole King.
I saw it. It was iconic.
I love that show so much. It's so interesting to think of, because to me there's always been the divide of mainstream music and theater and show tunes, because I feel like a lot of the general public tends to separate those. But why do you think that jukebox musicals do so well overall?
I think they do so well because we all love the comfortable and what we know, and I think there's a sense of nostalgia when we see these arrangements and adaptations of the stories and the music behind these musicians and artists. So I think that's why they do so well, because, people want to see that, and people, of course, with anything like jukebox and documentaries on, even there was one I saw with my dad in theaters a couple years ago with Amy Winehouse. It's always interesting to see how accurate it is with, real life, with Amy Winehouse in real life, Carole King in real life. And so when I saw Beautiful, I thought, yeah, they did a really good job arrangement wise, telling the story wise, how it actually was in her life. I just think they do really well because it's just something people want to see.
Yeah, agreed. And I always find it really interesting because, for a lot of jukebox musicals, obviously the music has to make sense with the story that they're telling. If it's not a biopic or just a biographical show in general, like Beautiful, it's always so interesting to see how they change things to kind of work lyric wise.
Right.
Like Jagged Little Pill, for example, the Alanis Morissette musical, which is, I'll admit, not one of my favorites. But I do appreciate how they were able to kind of intertwine and make the music work for the book. Sometimes it can be really silly how they do it. There are other jukebox musicals that are I consider them more like showcases or like just concerts with a small story, kind of like it's really fun. It's called The Marvelous Wonderettes. And it's basically about, it's 4 girls from high school up until their adult years singing songs of like 80s and 60s, that kind of stuff. Do you have any other musicals that you enjoy?
I watched Moulin Rouge the other week.
Oh, you did? Yeah. What'd you think?
It was interesting.
Say it all. I want to know what you think.
It was one of those, and the movie, not the show.
Right.
I really want to.
We're talking movie.
Yeah, I wanted to see because I saw JoJo. Funny enough, was Satine. Yeah, and I was like, interesting. Like I've never seen her in like a theater, like do a role like that.
Yeah.
Like I wonder how she would do it.
I heard she was fabulous.
Yes, I saw photos. I was like, yes.
She looked incredible.
So, for the movie, it was, like I said, it was interesting. I think it was one of those that was very, like, way ahead of its time. Because it came out in what, like 2000, 2001?
Early thousands, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought, like, the filming aspect, it was also, like, kind of trippy.
Oh yeah, I mean that's Baz Luhrmann for you. His films always, but Moulin Rouge, I love that. I love that it's not perfect.
Yeah,
I love that.
The interesting one, music wise, when the ladies did Lady Marmalade, and the guys did Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah,
and I was just like, what is going on?
Because it's like I would never have put those two together.
Put those together, but somehow they made it work, and I liked it. I was at first I was like questioning it, like how is this working? It's working.
It's working.
I like it.
And then like the love song medley that Christian and Satine have, where it's just like all these different love songs. I'm like, I mean, what a wonderful arrangement. It's giving show choir. It's giving it's giving audition medley. But my favorite song from the movie is Like a Virgin.
Oh yeah.
When it's done in that stupid, silly, like just like a virgin, like it will always make me laugh just because of how ridiculous it is, because obviously that's definitely not how the original sounds.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, for the most part, they try to make the song sound like the original, except for that one. Like they tried to follow it melodically. Say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So why they chose that one, I'll never know, but I'm glad that they did.
Yeah.
Question for you then. So Moulin Rouge the movie, obviously those are the songs that are in the movie. And in the stage version, they decided to update it a bit and add some more recent songs. Like there's Lady Gaga and there's, more modern artists. Do you think, and here's the thing, I will say just for the record, I have not seen the show. I have listened to the cast album a few times, and every now and then I'm just like, I feel like this would be better if I were watching it. But like, do you feel that adding newer artists kind of takes away from the feel of the film? Or is it okay that they added new stuff?
I think it depends on the execution. Like, it keeps it fresh. I get the idea of putting the new music in it. In theory, that sounds good. But if it's not executed well, like the arrangement just flops or it doesn't go with the story, I don't think it's worth it. But as long as that's, executed really well and they portray the story in the same fashion as the film, I got nothing against it, putting new, fresh music into it. But I do see what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
it can take away from the original. So.
And I mean, I'll admit it. I'm a little like this sometimes when it comes to certain things, because I'm like, it was such a good thing on its own. But also, I will
Sure.
say, the stage version of Tango Roxanne. I mean, that in the movie will always like have a big old place in my heart. And the stage version didn't change it a bit, and I was like, yes, beautiful, because it was already such a beautiful arrangement.
Oh, yeah.
And so speaking of arrangements, it's time. Let's talk Glee.
Glee.
Let's talk Glee. Because I've talked Glee on here before, and we have so many thoughts about it, but you know what?
Mhm.
On my Spotify, I still have plenty of tracks from the early seasons of Glee because the arrangements are so good.
They
a lot
really
of them
are.
really, really good, and I want to know why you think that they're good and which ones are your go-tos when you want to listen to them.
I think, like I had mentioned, Teenage Dream, like that's it's by Katy Perry, and it's like from a feminine, like female perspective, but to hear the guys sing it, I was like, I don't know, I think I like this even more with them singing it.
Agreed.
All the parts work together, and that's a big thing in choir, is to blend with one another.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you have the divas and the soloists who just don't really want to do that. But it's all about being a true ensemble and blending, and I think Glee did that really, really well. And of course the iconic Don't Stop Believin', that was just
I did it after that came out. I think I did it in like 3 different choirs.
Yeah.
And it was all interesting.
Yes.
I'll just leave it at that. But
what are some of your favorites?
God, covers and arrangements from Glee. I really love the arrangement that they did for, I don't know if it was a regionals or a finals thing, but it was Any Way You Want It, Love and Touch and Squeezin'. Like it was, I thought that was a really great mashup arrangement. The mashup creations that the guys did with Stop in the Name of Love and For Your Mind.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I can't talk about listening to Glee covers and arrangements if I don't talk about the Kurt Hummel cover of Rose's Turn from Gypsy, because it's iconic, and Chris Colfer, I still love to this day. I thank you, Chris, for bringing that into our lives.
I like Stronger.
Oh,
that's a really good one.
That's a good one.
When
that
they
whole
did
episode was fire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Forget You.
Mm-hmm.
That one was good. I want to know what you thought of Defying Gravity, with Wicked being super relevant right now.
Yeah. So are we talking like because here's the thing, I stopped watching Glee after a while, so I don't know if they ended up doing it again, but are you talking about like the original Rachel versus Kurt Defying Gravity?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God. That lived with me forever. I was always Team Kurt on Defying Gravity personally. Lea Michele sounded amazing, but there was just something about Chris Colfer's version that was just, I don't know. It sat with me more. But
That's
I love the version that they have where they sing together.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's lovely. Where was that? They didn't put that on the show, did they? Was that just for the tracks?
I don't remember actually. Yeah.
It's been too long. And
I'll have to check that out later.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, thank you for doing that, because I don't feel like watching Glee.
Fair. That's fair.
But yeah, that one, I feel like just like the early seasons, season 1 and season 2 had really strong arrangements right off the bat. Just really strong covers. There's also one that remains stuck in my head. It was the Run Joey Run one, where it was when Rachel was trying to vie for the attention of Finn, Jesse, and what's his name, Puck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was the three of
yeah.
them. Because Run, Joey, Run is a really weird song. If you've never heard the original, it is, I don't know why it exists. I don't know why the song exists, but it worked. Actually, speaking of, it worked really well for that storyline because she like somehow coerced all three of those guys to perform the male roles to make it look like they were all fighting for her.
Yes. Now I remember.
I love how I say I don't feel like watching Glee, and yet that has stayed in my brain forever. But in general, did you have some arrangements that come to mind that you're like, oh, no, why would you do that?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tell.
So in high school, we had, chamber choir, men's ensemble, women's ensemble. And it was my, I guess, senior year, sometime in high school. And the men's ensemble decided to do an arrangement of Doing It Right by Daft Punk. A cappella.
Choices.
Right? And I just... Look, that song is just utterly repetitive enough.
Mm-hmm.
And to make an a cappella arrangement of that... I don't know. It just big flop for me. I couldn't get behind it. And a student arranged it too. A for effort. But maybe not the right song choice.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they performed it, to be honest, because I remember they rehearsed it, and the student was, who made it was conducting it and everything. I was like, yes, you go. Like,
Love
that's
that.
amazing. But yeah, and they sounded okay. Like, it wasn't a complete disaster, aurally, like sound wise, but I just think the idea of using that specific song without any, different
help,
help. I would say that was a fail.
Yeah. I would also consider that a fail. Similarly, when I was in a different college, I was in the choir and we did a pentatonics arrangement of which song? Couldn't tell you now. Could not tell you at this very moment in time. If I remember it, I'm going to put it up right here.
Ding.
Yeah. But it was completely a cappella because obviously it's pentatonics. I don't know why I said that, but there are some pentatonics arrangements that have piano for choral, but this one was completely a cappella. I mean, listen, I'll admit it, we thought we were better than we actually were. We had a lot of heart. This choir had a lot of heart, and we had some good moments, but this song in particular wrecked us because our main soloist, who carries everything in this song, started very sharp. Therefore, the rest of us couldn't get back on tune at all. It was so sour, and we're all like really trying to like keep it together, like emotionally. And I'll never forget this for the rest of my life because to this day I still laugh about it. But I look in the front row of the audience because there's like dim light there, and I see my mom and a friend of ours like this.
Oh no.
Like, she's trying so hard to not laugh, but she's freaking out. Like, she's having a like, it was not good. And we laugh about it to this day because she was like, that was so, it hurt. Like, it hurt for her to listen to.
Oh man.
And I'll never forget because after that concert, we all got together in what was our dressing room, prep room, backstage. And we all looked at each other and we went, so we're never doing that again, are we? Nope. All in favor? Great. We're never going to speak of it again. Big old fail. Womp womp. With all of our experience and seeing things, hearing things, being a part of things, as a teacher, because you're a teacher, through it all, it is so important to encourage music in our students, encourage that positive motivation even through the fails.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I want to know your teaching philosophy and what you do to make this all worth it for your students, and for them to understand that even if the arrangement is a flop, they are not.
So, as a teacher, my first and foremost priority is safety, and making sure the students are in a really not only super fun learning environment, but that they're safe and that they're comfortable. To give, of course, positive reinforcement, but I can give, certain critiques like, honey, you gotta open your mouth a little more so you can project. And then all the fun stuff. For every student, I like to customize. Of course, having a method book. I use Piano Adventures for my piano students, or Hal Leonard Guitar Method. Those are great starting tools and great resources for them to get their feet wet and start learning the basics. But the fun of it, at the end of the day, they want to have a good time and enjoy what they're doing and not just stick to the whole 30 minutes of fundamentals. They want to play or sing Olivia Rodrigo or their favorite songs, or even make their own songs. I have students come in with lyrics that they wrote, and it's so wholesome to be there for that experience and help them with their songwriting. And it's just an amazing feeling. And so helping them with that creative process is just so fulfilling. And I think also to boost their confidence and to have a voice and not be afraid to speak up if they want to do a different song, if they feel a certain way about the song and the like. So I think just making it super creative and fun, and of course to their level, because every student is different. Mm-hmm. A 4 or 5-year-old is not going to stick to one instrument. They're not going to sit down the whole time, the whole 30-some minutes. You're going to want to switch it up every 5 or so minutes, maybe even less, depends with the attention span. So just making it super fun and being a part of their creative process and helping them for auditions, I think is really cool. And just being a part of their life in that way is so special.
How young should kids, like how young do you think that they should start?
As early as you can. I had an early childhood program, and that was newborn to 4-year-olds. So I think the earlier you start them, the better. So, I'm married. I want to have children one day. And of course, being so involved in music, like, I want to get them involved as well, as early, sing them lullabies and, even show them a couple chords when they get a little older. So, yeah, as early as you can, I think is the best case scenario.
So I have to ask, for your early childhood class, because, for some reason, I don't know why I immediately thought it's like, oh, yeah, it's an early childhood music class. So that means, babies are holding maracas and they're just shaking. Is that really kind of what it is, or are they holding trombones and baritone saxophones and piccolos and things that they could potentially hold?
Everything.
I knew it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they got a whole orchestra in there, a whole band going. No, but it is, it's definitely easy to have those percussion instruments, being the maracas and the tambourines, very small ones. Mm-hmm. But still, they make music. And of course, the shaky eggs, those are really great too.
Heck yeah, I love a shaky egg.
Iconic. You get those, you get, one or two, like, running around, just checking the place out. And I even tell the parents, like, hey, that's okay. If they just want to get up and explore the performance hall, because there's like rows of chairs, some of them just to go back there.
Yep,
it's okay. They're checking it out. They'll be back. And if they just want to sit and watch, that's cool too. So
because I think a wonderful thing about music is that even if you're just listening, you're still involved.
Right, exactly. Especially active listening. And I know for newborn to four, again, attention span's only so long.
Right.
But definitely putting them in that environment gets them, you can tell they get really into it. So,
yeah. And so another question for you would be, what advice would you give somebody who is not a child, but maybe like an adult who wasn't really interested in music before but now is, and they don't really know where to start in terms of learning?
I think it's never too late, and I find some of the adult students get a little discouraged if they don't get something like that, because I guess they have the mentality of like, I'm grown, like I should know like how to do this, but I can't. And I would say to that, with anyone starting a new instrument at any age, there is going to be that struggle. And as long as you keep up and just, repetition and take the tips I'm giving you, or with accessibility, there's YouTube, there's other resources, and there's just plenty of opportunity for growth no matter what the age and level.
All right, so we are here to do everyone's favorite, the Green Room Games. Da 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 da. Green Room. Da 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 da. Royalty-free Game Room Games. Today's Green Room Game is a brand new game that we are doing specifically for you, Abby, and we're going to be playing a little nostalgic game of MASH, but music edition.
Yes,
Woo!
that's everything.
Oh my gosh, it's like we're back at the sleepover. I'm so excited. I love this so much. Okay, so the way that MASH works, for people that don't know or don't remember, MASH stands for, mansion, apartment, shack, house, which is where you end up living. But we're doing this a very specific way today because this is music related. So the different categories are the band that Abby will be joining. It can be a solo artist or a band. The gig itself, where the gig will be. The number of awards you will win. The salary y'all will make. And the car that y'all drive around in. So I'm excited because I think this is going to be really silly. So, Abby, are you ready?
I am ready.
So now, I'm going to count to 10 silently. And when you say stop, that's how many times we're going to go around in each category. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 5. So the first category we're going to go with is bands. So we're going to go around this category. I'm going to count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Abbie Pincus.
Yeah?
You will be going on tour with Ariana Grande.
Love her so much.
I love her too. Honestly, I can already picture you opening for her. So I'm ready for this. I am ready. But so now that you're going on tour, where's the gig going to be? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all are going to be performing a basement show.
Ooh, interesting.
I feel like that's so different for her.
Oh, yeah.
Now, because of this, how many awards are y'all going to win? So let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's stay humble here. Y'all aren't winning any awards.
All right.
That's okay, but let's see how much y'all are going to make. That might be that, you know what? You don't have to win any awards if you're making the salary that you want.
True. That is so true.
It's not always about the accolades. It's about the money. No, it's not. It's about the art. Let's see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, no awards, but $1 million sounds pretty good to me. I don't know about you. Let's go. All right. And now what are y'all traveling around in? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A bug beetle. Yes! And honestly, just the two of you and the beetle, that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's so cute.
Where are y'all going to be retiring and living? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, you're going to be living in an apartment together. A very nice apartment. Where's the apartment going to be, though? Where would you want the apartment to be? Which coast?
The East Coast.
Yeah?
Maybe New York.
Ooh, like a penthouse apartment overlooking the park.
Oh, yeah. Those are so nice.
Dreams. Dreams. Well, Abby, that sounds like a fantastic touring life to me. Even if you don't win any awards, you live a nice life with Ariana Grande. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing the Green Room Games. Da 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 da. Royalty-free Game Room Games. All right, so now what I would like to do is turn our direction over to y'all, the audience, for talkback time. Yes. Thank you so much to everyone who participated in this talkback time. I posted this question on Instagram, so you can go ahead and follow us and participate in all of our talkback times coming up because we want to hear from you. Now, this question I posed: do you think that jukebox musicals are used as a crutch? And this was a poll. I operated as a poll, and here are the options that I gave. Yes, I want an original score. Yes, but I still think they can be good. No, it's just another musical to me. And no, it's the only way to make money from the tourists. So the results of this poll were 83% said yes, but I still think they can be good. 11% said no, it's just another musical to me. And 6% said no, it's the only way they make money from tourists.
Because, in theory, they can sound good, but some of them just, it doesn't do it for certain people, and that's fine. To each their own,
I agree, where it's one of those things where just because it's a jukebox doesn't automatically make it, a touristy attraction, because is that a way to bring in people to get to go see Broadway shows? Absolutely. That's totally fine. There are, just like any other show, it can be good or it can be bad. Thank you to everybody out there for your participation. I look forward to more talkbacks. And so, Abby, I want to thank you so much for being here. It is so lovely to have you as a guest and as a friend.
Thank you.
Genuinely. And I want to give you this time now to promote anything you're working on. Where can we find you? What are you up to?
My single, Keep Flying High, is out now. It's my first single. Very, as you can say, space vibe, and just this uplifting vibe of keep flying high, you're doing great. Like, look how far you've come. And just giving all the positivity for people going through, anxiety, depression, any mental health, issues in general. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever else you stream, it's there.
Awesome. And we'll make sure to put that in the description of this video and on screen here. That way people can check you out because it's a great song. I love it. It's wonderful.
Thanks.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what else you do. And
thank you.
You're so welcome. It's hard to believe I'm going to say this, but we are at the end of the show. Weirdly enough. I know. Time flew. Time is a social construct, and with that being
said, it really do be like that.
It really do be like that.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you, Abby, for being here, and I want to
thank you, Marisa, the best host, hostess with the mostest. What's good?
I'm gonna cry. Well, thank you, and thank you to everybody for tuning in to Call Time a Theater Pod. My name is Marisa Helene Mast. You're the audience. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.